Hey everyone, it's me, Miss Gallen. I need to be in this video because I'm going to show you guys how to make something that you're doing in class, but in case you didn't pick up on it or you want to see it again, I'm going to show you. So, I've got a piece of paper. It's a blank piece of paper. It's not like, I don't even want to refer to it as scrap paper. It's my favorite color. Yours can be whatever color you would like, and I have scissors. Okay, so I'm going to make a little review book, and I want to emphasize this, that this is so awesome because students will literally be in BC Calculus and higher level math and still have their little books. I've seen people even have them in like a plastic bag. So when they're like reviewing or they want to look for like a specific little skill, they can just like pull it out of their plastic bag. Right? How cool is that? Or like maybe one day they're sitting in HL or they're sitting in IB Pre-Cal or BC Calculus, and they're doing an IB problem or an AP problem, and they're able to just pull it out if they can use notes. So cool. So that's why we're doing that. You guys can't miss out on this amazing opportunity. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it hamburger, and I'm going to fold it nicely because I want this to work. I think I need like a full camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay. Ask any IB Pre-Cal student. They know all about these. There, I folded it hamburger. I'm going to fold it again, hamburger. And then I'm going to fold it. So I've got this. Right, so I folded it twice, hamburger. I'm going to fold it one more time, hamburger. I don't know that I did this as great as I could. And then you're going to have to be pretty self-sufficient on this next part because I can't come around and help you. So right now, I've got this, what looks like a little book. Right? When I open it, I've only got one page. So I've got to do some work on this to make it so that I have multiple pages. So I'm going to open it up. You got to watch carefully here and be really, really careful. I'm going to open it up to this point. Right? So like this was my full page. I'm going to fold on that first initial fold that I made. And I'm going to cut from here to here. Okay? So not the side that's open, not the side that like flaps open. I want to cut essentially a hole right in the middle of it. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to cut from here to there. Right? So I've got like this. When I open it up, I've got like a hole right in the middle. You see that? A hole in the middle. If you got, and it's like cut on the outside, you cut the wrong part. You need a new piece of paper. Okay, and then this is where it gets really tricky. I'm going to like pinch right here and pull it out. So it's like this. It's like a pinwheel. And when I do that, and I fold it back up, I have this little book that has multiple pages. How cute is that? There's my little book. So I'll show you that again. So after I've cut the middle, I swear I'm doing more than just this in the video. I'm going to take these two parts and I'm going to pull them out apart. And it's going to like pinwheel. I'll use the same word I already did. And I've got my little book. And then right on the front, check it out. Unit 1 functions by whatever your name is. Feel free to decorate it, add color, make it pretty. Do you with this. They can make it as useful as you possibly can make it. So here's my little book, and now I'm going to walk you through what's going to go on the inside. When you open up your little book, so here's my cover. When I open it up, on the back of the cover, I'm going to write number systems. I have not told you the specifics of what to write here. That's what you do, right? Like you personalize this. You write the notes that you need to write in this. I'm not going to tell you what to write. So I've seen many people write things that they lack confidence with on here, right? Like maybe they didn't know what all the symbols were. Maybe they had specific symbols that they struggled with. Maybe they messed up on a quiz or a test or an IB problem. And they forgot what a certain symbol meant because those are the things that tell you what are your personal stumbling blocks so that it's of use to you when you're going back and referencing it. So I suggested putting some important symbols and classifications on this page, right? I don't want to see it where it just says this. That to me is not, like, that's not, that you didn't do it if that's what you give me. On the next page, I believe that you should be doing, like, what is a function, right? That was our next topic. So give me some examples of functions. Give me some non-examples of function. What are some important things to know about notation? Function notation. F of 4, what is f of x? When do you use function notation? How do you know if something's a function? Right? So if you need to pause the video to work on that, great. If you just want to write in the headings, that's what we would do in class, and then come back to it after we've gone through the rest. That's fine as well. So if we keep moving, now we're going to turn the page. I'm going in order of what we learned. We've now got domain and range graphically, and domain and range, I'm sorry, not domain and range, domain algebraically, which we refer to as domain busters. And so what I encouraged on here, it doesn't have to be exactly as I said, was maybe sketch yourself an example. Maybe you'll find an example online and do it. Maybe you'll print something off and tell me what the domain and the range are. I wouldn't make this one super simple. Give yourself a challenge. Domain busters, my thought was, again, give yourself some sort of challenge. Maybe do one that has something with a square root and one that has something to do with division. Do you struggle with factoring? Give yourself one that has factoring. Give yourself one. Do you feel like you really need a challenge? Give yourself one that has a combination of both. And work through those and then check your work. Right? Use something like, I don't know, Desmos or GeoGebra, or email your teacher or send the picture to a friend. Y'all got this. Okay, so what do we do after that? I put a lot on here. Function operations and composition. I grouped those together. I thought it was valuable to put them together, where you can maybe come up with an f of x and a g of x, and come up with, do the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, a composition, and then talk about the impact on domain, right? So we spoke about how even if it doesn't ask you for domain, get yourself in the habit of identifying domain. Like, when you add it, what is the domain? So I would maybe come up with something that has a restriction to start. So you see what happens when it masks, when we don't see it. And then we transitioned into inverses. And we had the 5 fun facts of inverses. Maybe you want to list them. My examples that I was like, hey, maybe you want to do an example and solve it algebraically. Maybe you want to do an example and use composition. Right? Maybe you have more things that you want to put on this, and that's fine. And finally, on the back, equations and amputations, which goes along with the idea of inverses, but I felt like it needed a separate page. If you don't and you want more space on the back and you just want to do equations and you want to finish with inverses, or you want to group it all together, that's fine. But I would expect that your little book is getting filled up, right? It's written with notes and examples and things to remember and notations and terminologies, right? That's going to go in there to support you when you're studying and be a reference and a tool as we move forward in this course, into IB pre-calculus, into calculus, into SL or HL, right? Like, as you move forward, use these and keep them, right? So like, I did not want to sacrifice this skill with you guys and this idea of creating little review books, because I do think it is so beneficial as you move forward. So this was a video of what you're doing. You guys got this in class, so hopefully your little book is already made, but if you wanted to rewatch it or you're redoing the book, that's why I'm here. So thank you everyone for watching, and we look forward to hearing you talk about your little books when you turn them into us. Thanks everyone.